guys, it's Enwa and welcome to the 9th episode of the Batman Forever project. And in our last episode, we have begun the interior design. So we only had time to do the right/east wing, whatever you would like to call it. So I'm just going to quickly show you each room that we have done. Okay, anyways, so popping through here, we have got a dining room. So we got our lovely fireplace, a nice long and big table. And popping through here, we have a laundry. And it's a nice little cozy laundry room. But we've also got our kitchen. So lots of different bits and bobs in here. And of course, once we get more materials, we will definitely make this better. We've got my copper golem, which is still not oxidizing ever so slowly, which is incredibly annoying. But as we go through here and into this door, we have our library / kind of a big lounge. And this is set on the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin like living room area, but of course got to amplify it with a bunch more books. Then we have got the Gotham study based on the TV show. So nice big table, fireplace and seating area, and a little private lounge with a nice little fireplace and chairs. So that is what we had time for last episode, but today we are going to the public side. And that will now include the cloakroom. We have got down here a billiards room. Then we've also got a public lounge, a display room, which is here. A kind of a landing open area, which we could probably extend the display room to down here. And our ballroom, which I feel like there's animals everywhere in this house. And a ballroom too, with of course a few additional bathrooms here and there. But we'll be leaving that until the very end, when we can just do all of it all in one go with the same materials and whatnot. So, you know the drill when it comes to interior design. So I'm going to close these doors, and once I open them up again, we'll see this brand new section. Alrighty, so I've only done display room and the little landing area, but let me quickly show you what has unfolded behind these doors. So we've got, of course, my little shulker box section. It's all going on in here. But as we walk into this room, we have got the display room. Now this was such a tricky idea of what I wanted to do, because originally I wanted it to be much like my previous display room, where it was the different mob heads and some Minecrafty blocks, and I thought, no, let's switch it up a little bit more. So let's go through a little section here. So I just filled this little space up with some books, and I got a torch flower to pop in the middle. Then all across here I've got some lecterns, which will eventually have some books in there. We've got a gapple and an undying totem in an item frame with a pressure plate on top. Then we've got some little bits and bobs for lighting purposes, of course. We got a grandfather clock, because of course that was most definitely needed for this build at some point. And over here I've got my music disc collection, which is all the ones that have been previously added in recent updates. So we've got, I don't actually remember which ones we've got. So this is like the trial chamber one, that's the warden one. Those I don't remember, but they're there. So added them all across. I actually kind of like how it's turned out as well. Then over here we have some armor stands. And what I've done is I've encased it with glass, because this was something that I was unsure about when I was building last time, if you could actually use pistons to push into glass into armor stands, and it works. And I really like how it's turned out. So I've done diamond, copper, and iron. I did want to have netherite, but I was thinking, well, I don't even have netherite tools. I've literally been using diamond tools since I've got them, so who makes me want to, you know, go mining again for some netherite? Not me. And I've added in a little bit of colour on either side with these bushes. Then on this wall here, we have got a map of the area, and I wanted to make sure that it was filling up this whole space here. Because previously there were some doors that went into the billiards room, but I've now removed that and had the doors just stay down this corridor here, so it's just there. I might even push it up a little bit across, I'm not entirely sure yet, but time will tell. And we can see this entire section, we can see our back garden, we can see the top part here, and eventually when I build that goddamn bridge, it will then be there. So there we go, and I really like how it looks, and I've added in some glowstone behind and also used glowing item frames. Now, going into the middle, I added in one of these big amethyst shards because I don't really use them a lot. I use the much smaller ones to still add in like some decorations, so I wanted to add the bigger one in there as well. Then we've got the trial chamber keys, and so far I've got some emerald ore, but I will be changing it to deep slate ore because that, I believe, is the rarest block in Minecraft now. So I would like to set myself a little bit of a challenge, so whenever I am out looking for supplies, just to have a little look. I might destroy a mountain in the meantime, but who knows. But as of right now, it is just an emerald, just a casual emerald ore. If I do give up on it, I'll probably find something a little bit more impressive as well. Obviously not to the point of deep slate, but hey, something like that. And then I added in the pitcher plant, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, there we go. So I bone milled all of those flowers on the side of the water there, and I thought, okay, you know what? Let's pop in. They're like ancient plants or something, whatever it was in an achievement, so let's add that in. And I added in some dangling lights with some beams going across, and I love how it's turned out. I feel like it's such a warm room. And of course I added in my terracotta and red wool design for the floor. And yeah, I've actually really grown to like this room way more than I actually thought I would. But that is what the display room is looking like. And if I turn around, we have got the landing area. That is the room between the ballroom and the display room. And I will say I very much struggled with this room because it's a weird space. And I wanted to add a grand piano. So I will show you that tutorial, time lapse, of me trying to build it because it took a while. I did stream all of it, so I'll put the VOD in the video, in the description below. But oh my goodness. No. I'm never doing that again. But I'll also pop in the tutorial that I followed as well in the description too. But in the meantime, I found Ace the Bat Hound, which I actually wasn't expecting him because I was just trying to get some spruce wood. And I saw him and I was like, oh my gosh, you're coming home with me. And now here he is. So he is now playing the piano full time now. So yeah, I mean, he keeps making weird noises, so he is just going to stay there from now on. But talking about the floor, I really wanted to use more glazed terracotta, and I found the perfect dimensions for it, and I love how it's turned out. I did originally use the cyan, I think it was the cyan one, but it just felt a little bit too much. So wanted to add still some colour, but still keep it a little bit darker in this room because it's not really a room that people are going to be gathering here the most. I feel like it's going to be in this room or in the ballroom next to us. So let's talk grand piano because oh my goodness, it took so long. So what I've done is I've gotten myself a bunch of dragon heads. So went back into the end, lighted it around for a very long time actually, and gathering as much as I did. I did lose some along the way. That's just because they fell into the void and I wasn't actually careful enough. But what it was is you add in the armor stand with the dragon head. Make sure it's on like a pile of snow. I don't know if I can show you it well enough. I don't want them to melt actually, because that did happen. But you gotta do like layers of snow. I think I did it 5 high, so it can show like the snout, and then this is like the ears of the dragon head, if that makes sense. If I show you this one up here, you can see where those little parts stick up. And then you had to add in another armor stand, but push it across so it goes between 2 blocks. And yeah, it was just a lot. So we've got some trapdoors in there just to make it look a bit nicer. This was originally dark oak, but because there is just so much dark oak in this place, I have changed it to spruce. So we've got this going all the way across. I've used my shelf blocks at the back to make it look like it's standing up. And I do need to change those blocks at the bottom. I completely forgot. And added in a little copper lantern at the back because, again, lighting levels, you know how it is. Then I added in some paintings. Well, I wanted the Alfred one being on the left side because if you're seeing here, you see that more clearly than the other one. So, of course, I wanted to like maintain that Wayne Manor kind of style. Then I added in a little shelving unit, you know how it is. Added some flowers and added in a pot with some candles in. I thought I'd light them up anyways, just again, lighting levels and adding a little bit of colour because I feel like this room is really dark. But again, that's probably because of the lighting problems with Minecraft at the moment. Not entirely sure. I mean, look at that, that's radioactive. Yeah, so underneath some of these carpets, we've got some glowstone as well. Copper lamp, got the candle version over here, and added in some colour for a little plant pot at the back. And you may have also seen I've changed the arches, so they are looking a little bit bigger, and they now line up with this over here. And yeah, I think I really like how it's turned out actually. Using the shelf blocks have been really, really helpful. So of course that'll, you know, ricochet over here once we go upstairs. But it is time to do the ballroom, and I am got slight ideas. What is that? The turtles. See, I'm telling you that they're all radioactive. I don't know what's going on. But I've got a few ideas. I am thinking of having chandeliers come down at different heights. So probably this middle one might be a lower one, and these two might be at the same height. So I want them lined up with each window going all the way across. Then I'm changing the bricks, I think, with something else. I'm probably thinking doing it with beams. So getting some stripped dark oak where the wall design is, probably pop it all the way up and have some little beams going across as well. I think it'll look really nice if all of it's kind of connected. So having that nice little warm feeling as well in this room. But again, it's going to be a lot of like trial and error as per usual. But I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I've been doing. I thought, why should I do all of it in one go? Let me show you little bits by bits. And I have moved the door to the private lounge. Now I am thinking of turning this more into like a little bar. So having a little bar over here and then seating, you know, dotted around, because we do have a VIP lounge right above us. So that will kind of be more seats and music and that kind of stuff. Then I just want to show you the billiards room. Again, not much has changed there. Just some glowstone on the side. So that is all sorted. So let me close these doors and I'll show you what it looks like when it's just been completed. And back through the doors. And going to the left, we have got our ballroom, which is like 95% complete. So I'm going to go through it, although it's not really much to look at. But I have decorated these walls. I've gotten rid of the brick and changed it with some oak planks with some trapdoors and stairs going all the way up to the very top. And I got some lanterns that will just hang down on the side and obviously here on the top as well. And I also added in some little beams going across. Now these ones actually do go into the floor. upstairs, so there will be rugs upstairs to hide that. Yeah, but luckily it's no bedrooms, so none of that will interfere with that. And of course, our chandeliers. So these two on either side are exactly the same as the one in the Great Hall. However, this one is ever so slightly different. I've added in an extra layer in the middle here, so this goes out by 2 rather than it being 1 like it was before. And then it goes exactly the same as that pattern with so many candles. I think I totaled it up to about, I think it was like 270 candles-ish. So, believe me, this has taken ages to do. I thought trying to look for a trial chamber would work by getting one of the villager maps, trying to get candles from there, although it wasn't actually as many as I thought it'd be. So I thought, well, let's try and do it old school and actually make the candles. And I thought it'd be a good idea to make a honey farm. Could I be bothered to do that? Of course not. Why would I do that? So I actually just stood in front of my beehives day after day, waiting for them to create the honey until I had about 4 stacks. Which took so long. It was alright. I managed to get some other stuff done in the meantime, and I've managed to get loads of string, obviously, from killing spiders, but one of the main parts was going to mesa biomes and going to mine shafts, because mine shafts have a lot of cobwebs if there's spider spawners. So that made it even easier with the mesa biome generation, that the mine shafts are usually exposed and easier to get into. So that is what I did, went into a few of those and looted as much string as I did, and yeah, managed to make this gorgeous collection. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's 95% complete is you can see there's some torches in the middle, and unfortunately, if I destroy these torches and turn on my F3, you can see in the very top left, the lighting level is under 7, but as I get closer to the walls, it will obviously go back up. Now, the reason why this is important, for those that are not aware, is Minecraft is based on lighting levels in terms of when and how the mobs spawn. So all those monsters, yes, they spawn in the dark. If a lighting level is under the number 7, they can spawn on that block there, unless it has an obstruction. So if it's like a block that is like leaves or glass, carpets, slabs, anything with trapdoors, anything like that, they cannot spawn on it. Unfortunately, they can, because this is a bone block floor. So I'm currently under debates whether to actually change the floor or think of something else. I was thinking maybe to have like a rug in the middle, but I think that would look really silly. So unfortunately, I've had to leave it like this for now until I actually think of something good. Because I don't want to start playing around and wasting more time when we've got some more rooms to do, which will probably take less time than this. So, what rooms have we got left now? We have got our public lounge down here, which is something that I would like to turn into a mini bar. And we have got our billiards room just down this corridor, which I think I might move this door further up, which has this room here. And our last room on this side is also the cloak room, which has been completely forgot about because I kind of forget it's still here. And that will be the left wing done. I know, again, I've got bathrooms in here, and I'm probably planning on doing the silver cabinet underneath the stairs here, but that's a story for another day. So, just wanted to show you how tedious I'd made this, because it looks cool, but I think there's some flaws and we need to fix those flaws. But let's go on over to the public lounge. And I'm just going to look up in the air, do a little spin around, and hopefully by the time I've finished this, it should be complete. And here we go! So, this is the public lounge slash bar sorted out. So let me go through with it for you. We got some bookcases as per usual with a few cluttery items. You know the deal. Trying to fill up space. This is the kind of items we're using. Then over here we have got some seats, and I've used some mangrove and some quartz, and I really love how it looks, and added a nice little rug going all the way around. We have a little bit of shelving, some more bookshelves as well, and this lectern will eventually have a book in it at some point. We have a jukebox, a lantern, a photography table, and some wires going all the way out and connecting up, and of course a Wayne Manor picture. Now, that's only half the room. Behind me, I've added in a bar, and honestly, I'm slightly obsessed. I wasn't expecting it to turn out the way that it did, and it's not bad at all. So we have some bar stools using some armor stands with some trap doors, and on top I've added in some mangrove to still tie in together with our seating. Then of course we have got our bar area, so we've got some shelves and trap doors, and I've used the rest of my pistons up for our countertop. And all the way up here, we have got some empty cups. Have like I don't know what that's supposed to be, but like it could be something related to mixology. I don't know. And we've also added in some drawers, and I've turned the slabs to make it look like the cupboards going out like that, rather than a normal drawer going across. And I added in a brewing stand, some barrels acting as kegs, and of course I had to use the shelving block as it actually is supposed to be used. I've incorporated it into the wall and added in some of my potions that I have from my brewing room, and I've got some left over, but I didn't want it to completely compact it all. But I absolutely love how it's turned out. Then I topped off some banners as a kind of curtain-esque thing, and that is pretty